Well, like any lover of democracy, any lover of free speech, I am very, very worried. And that is why I sought this morning to make a statement on the floor of Parliament, drawing the nation's attention to the growing threat and encroachment on the independence and the freedom of the media. Unfortunately, it is still under consideration, but I still thought that as the speakership and leadership consider the admissibility of the statement, that there was a need for the House to invite the National Media Commission that is tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that media houses and media personnel practice in freedom, and also where there are infractions, they deal with those infractions, to come through the Minister of Information to brief the House on what they are doing about the growing seemingly state-sponsored attacks.
Well, you can't be sure that it's state-sponsored, sir.
Well, that's why I said seemingly state-sponsored. And it is seeming so because many journalists have suffered one form of harassment or the other at the hands of people claiming to be acting in the name of the state. So it is difficult not to see it as seemingly state-sponsored. When you speak to people like Edward Adeti, and you speak to people like the Modern Ghana web journalists, who after their detention at the National Security Outfit came to tell us harrowing stories of how they were tortured. You speak with the WhatsApp news editor, David Tamaklo. You speak with Umar Sanda of CTFM. You speak with, you name them, Bobby Ansah recently. You speak with Mensa, ASEPA leader, Mensa Thompson, who in his case, even after the publication, quickly retracted, apologized, and indicated that his hitherto credible sources got it wrong, still had to be detained for at least a night in prison. And many see, and these are all, these all involve state, institutions or people pretending to be working in the name of the state, and the prosecutions that we have seen recently, that has also led to the imprisonment of, a journalist with, I think, Power FM for 14 days in the name of the state. I mean, there was a reason why the criminal libel law was repealed. And it is an irony that in opposition and in government as Attorney General, the current president has over the years taken pride in the role that he played in repealing the criminal libel law. So it is such an irony that under his watch, all of these things I have enumerated are happening. We still are unable to find the murderers of Ahmed Swale, remember, who was gunned down after his identity was compromised when he and his colleagues were premiering a very detailed documentary on Ghana football that led to international consequences on not only Ghana but other states. So it is quite worrisome. And when you listen to especially debates on our media platforms today about, interruptions of democracies around sub-Sahara Africa, and the disturbing contrasts between how our democracy is serving us well vis-a-vis these military regimes, you will get worried. Because, you see, one, argument that is yet to be contested is the fact that under democracy, people have the freedom to criticize their leaders without recrimination. It is one thing we have going for our democracy. It is one argument that people against democracy are not able to, defeat. And so if we do the things that we currently see to encroach upon that feeling of having the freedom to criticize leadership and their actions without recriminations, we may just be setting ourselves for doom, God forbid.
But that should be responsible journalism, responsible publication. You don't incite the people against the leadership. You don't peddle falsehood against the leadership. And these individuals, perhaps, may have been arrested for false publication. What do you say about that, sir?
Well, I agree that there must be responsible, speech. But I also agree with the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, when he said before he became president and reiterated when he was president that he prefers the noisy, boisterous, sometimes querulous media of today to the monotonous, praise-singing, sycophantic one of yesteryears. I agree with him. Because you see, even as we preach responsibility in the expression of free speech, we must never encourage the use of coercive power of the state to guarantee it. Because over the years and in many examples around the world, that has proven unsustainable. You do not force people, you do not use the state coercive forces to ensure responsible speech. It has never worked anywhere in the world. What we need to encourage is the persuasive use of state power to encourage people and to define limits for people to express themselves freely. And that is why I am requesting the Business Committee to invite the National Media Commission, that is by law, by our Constitution, expected to ensure that freedom of expression is not encroached on and that freedom of expression is responsible, to tell us what they think about what is going on and how we can all deal with it, and be rest assured that there is no encroachment and there is no greater irresponsibility also in exercising free speech.
How soon do you want this to be done? Someone in them before the House?
I will want this to be done next week, and that is why I made that appeal to the Business Committee to make accommodation for the National Media Commission to brief the House on the disturbing developments on the media fronts as far as its independence and its freedoms are concerned.